good, Ninja? OJ over here from Player Essence, and welcome to another PE News. Today, we have some awesome information for you guys, from Monster Hunter making an immediate impact on the Nintendo Switch on the Amazon sales charts, to Sony finally realizing that traditional E3 conferences are trash, and also Blade Strangers that has a brand new shovel joining the battle. So let's go ahead and get right into this. And we are starting off with Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate on the Nintendo Switch. This game has made an immediate impact on the Amazon sales charts. Thank you to everyone who linked this to me. And yeah, it's good to see, right? People didn't think that Monster Hunter could have much of a chance on the Nintendo Switch because of the graphics and how Monster Hunter World has been selling on PS4 and Xbox One. And while we don't have sales numbers because one, the game isn't out yet, obviously it's still in the pre-order phase, that's still good to see that the game is the #1 game sold on Amazon.com. And that's good because it shot up past Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, past Super Mario Odyssey, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition, which is launching pretty soon here, and it actually shot up past that game. So I do feel that there's going to be a lot of people that are excited about this. The Monster Hunter Nintendo fan base is a pretty dedicated base out there, and I feel that this game is going to have a great chance to do well. The only thing that I had an issue with is that people tend to kind of overreact when something doesn't get announced that they want right away, and they tend to not look at what's happened in the past. If you go to some of the articles about Capcom saying that they have no plans to localize Monster Hunter Double Cross on the Nintendo Switch, go down and look at the comments and people saying that Capcom and Nintendo, something happened behind closed doors, or they're not on good speaking terms. All this nonsense that's just unproven. There's no way they can prove it. But just because a company gives a standard PR release when they're still finalizing the details of when this game is going to launch, the localization behind it, and all of that, they want to make up all sorts of stuff just because, you know. So is Capcom and Nintendo still not talking behind closed doors? I mean, are there still issues? Because so many people said this. I mean, we've even seen the editors of some of these articles put that into their opening paragraphs when they talk about Capcom and Nintendo, and all of it one by one, whether it's Mega Man the Legacy Collection being announced or now with Monster Hunter, all of it has just been baloney, you know what I'm saying? All of it has just been, no, that's not the case, you know? So just because something doesn't get announced right away for the Nintendo Switch, that doesn't mean that the companies aren't on like good speaking terms or something happened behind closed doors. That's just the dumbest notion that I've heard, and I've never even stated that unless we know for sure something happened behind closed doors. For example, like EA and Nintendo. Yes, something happened because we saw a business deal went sour right in front of us. Unprecedented partnership, right? Unprecedented support, and then that unprecedented support did not come. So something definitely happened behind there. So going forward, whether it's Monster Hunter, these sales charts, whether it's Capcom, can we just stop with the something happened behind closed doors or there's something wrong going on between the two companies? Let's just drop that type of stuff until we actually have information and facts. But kind of getting back to Monster Hunter here, I think it's cool that this game is doing well right now. We have to wait and see, of course, for the sales, but I think that it's going to have a great launch and people are picking it up very quickly, because I think with the Nintendo Switch, obviously you have this system right here. It looks great. It looks great, and playing Monster Hunter on the go with anybody that's right there, like that face-to-face like interaction between like you and a buddy or two or three in this case, I think that is such a different experience than just playing online, being able to actually take it and play it. I think there's going to be a lot of people who have Monster Hunter that do that local experience and just kind of get a lot more out of it when you're playing right then and there. For me, I can see it like playing Pokemon the trading card game online compared to playing it face to face right there in person with someone. It's just a different feeling even though you're playing the same game. So I do feel that this is going to be great for Nintendo. Obviously Monster Hunter, there's some people that are a little upset with how it took, but you just have to look at the past in terms of what they've done with Monster Hunter before. This is not the first time this has happened, guys. This has happened before, which I've said that, like Monster Hunter 4, right? Monster Hunter 4 originally didn't come to the Nintendo 3DS in the West. It came as Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. We got it a year later with the next one. So it's the same thing that's happened before. Capcom has not changed their MO. They just give a standard PR release and people start making up conspiracy theories. But that's just my thoughts on the matter. What do you guys think about all this when it comes to the sales and when it comes to what people have said about Capcom and Nintendo anytime a game does not get announced right away? Which, yes, every single time, like I said, even with the editors of some of these sites have put that into their heading like, oh, well, there must be something wrong. It's like, no, there's not something wrong. The Switch is new. They're still finalizing things. But anyway, what do you guys think about all this? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, now moving on to the next topic here. We have Sony's E3 2018 press conference is set for June 11th, and it will feature deep dives on a few different games here, or at least I should say 4 different games here: Death Stranding, Ghost of Tsushima, Marvel's Spider-Man, and The Last of Us Part 2. So other announcements are also planned as well. So Sony Interactive Entertainment's E3 showcase will take place on Monday, June 11th, like we talked about here, and Sony Worldwide Studios Chairman Sean Layden confirmed in the latest PlayStation blogcast it will be live streamed on services such as Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. Now, this year's showcase will feature deep dives into 4 upcoming titles that Sony will be doing, like we talked about here. Here's some quotes from Sony. The last 2 or 3 years, if you're a careful observer, you'll see that we continue to try to refresh and remake and reignite what we do and what we use to call a press conference for E3, Layden said on the PlayStation blogcast. We want to make sure that it's fresh and that it reflects the kind of stories we're telling and the new entertainment we have to give our fans, not just at the event, but worldwide through the live stream. So today, I would like to talk about helping people understand where we're going with the E3 event this year, and I'll just come right out and say it. E3 this year will feature exclusive looks and deep dives on our 4 upcoming titles. 4 of our big titles. We have great content. We have fantastic updates I think everyone will be thrilled to see, and we're taking kind of a different angle on how we're bringing it out. And he also talked about a bunch of other stuff here, but basically what they're doing here, a showcase, it's almost becoming like a Nintendo Direct or a digital presentation or a digital event. Nintendo even called their own last year a showcase with deep dives into Xenoblade Chronicles and Pokemon and other games they had there with other announcements planned in there. So they're really kind of acting like last year's Nintendo, and because they realized that how Nintendo did it last year and how Nintendo's evolved the Nintendo Direct format is a better way than the traditional press conference. I said this before, everyone called me fanboy, but I said that eventually the other companies will follow suit. I said that years ago because it's much better to do a digital conference or deep dives into these games and let people know about them than the traditional live press conference with live E3 demos that can mess up, that can break, that can have issues. Sometimes there's problems with the systems, whatever the case is. It's just so much better to have things ready to go, to present it in a format, okay? Most people aren't there live, okay? Most people aren't there live, so they're not going to get the same interaction and type of, oh, we're here live with a live press conference, okay? It's much better because there are millions watching around the world to format it to where it's good for, one, a live audience there, but then also for people who are watching online, which is most of the people. So they are kind of moving it over to what Nintendo's done, which is great. But I do think that all the people that were saying, oh, Nintendo's trash for doing all this, I want to see if they're going to make videos on this and call this out as, no, they shouldn't do it, or do a traditional E3 conference, because this is not a traditional E3 press conference. It's a more of a hybrid, okay? Because I think they're going to have a live audience there to where they can watch it, but this is definitely a hybrid because I don't think they're going to do deep dives with everything live on there on stage. That would be a little tough. I mean, they might, but they're doing something different, which it looks very, very different from what they've done before. At least that's what they're describing here. So if I'm wrong on that, maybe I'm wrong, but it does seem like it's going to be a lot more with what Nintendo did, which is showcases of certain games. They're even calling it a showcase, and Nintendo called it one, and then other announcements like Nintendo had with like Metroid Prime and all that. I knew this format could probably be the new way of doing it, and you saw Sony kind of transforming their format each year. I know last year's E3, they really didn't talk much in a live press conference. It really could have been like a live Nintendo Direct or whatever it was, because they just came out, said, hey, we have this game, and they showed the game. Hey, we have this game, and they showed the game. I mean, there was a little bit of talking in between, but there wasn't much, and that's what people want, in my opinion. And I still thought it was boring because I wasn't interested in everything that they're doing, and the games that they have here, I'm not like crazy excited about any of the games. But I know I'm going to play that Ghost of Tsushima game, and I'm going to play Spider-Man, but I mean, Spider-Man's been at how many E3s now has Spider-Man been at? So, and they had the Ghost game last year, and they already showed Last of Us. I mean, we need to see more of that, so it's a deep dive, but I think that this is great for Sony. Sony has these big games that they know are going to push a lot of units and sales, so they're going to take advantage of it, and it makes sense. So what do you guys think about Sony's new way of doing E3, at least for this year? Would you want something back like it was traditional? Do you think that what they're doing is right? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, now moving on to the last topic here, we have Blade Strangers, and yes, it adds the shovel. The Shovel Knight is coming, and I guess this one too, I said, hey, look, I think they're probably going to add Shovel Knight, and bam, we've got Shovel Knight, but he looks a lot more menacing than he does in his own game, just because of the size of how big he is compared to Isaac here, man. I mean, this guy, Shovel Knight, is huge. But anyway, Shovel Knight from the game Shovel Knight will be playable in the upcoming crossover fighting game Blade Strangers, Nicholas has announced. Now, Shovel Knight joins the following 12 previously announced characters. You can check out the link in the description below. But all of the characters that are announced recently with the crossover stuff was Quote from Cave Story Plus, Isaac from The Binding of Isaac, and Gumball from Azure Striker Gumball. So this is awesome to see, man. Fighting games are making a comeback on the Nintendo Switch. They are coming out. We've got Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle. That demo in terms of the online test that you can do, that's already up on the Nintendo Switch this summer. We also have SNK Heroines Tag Team Frenzy. We got Guilty Gear coming in. There's a lot of great stuff coming to Nintendo Switch. And of course, the creme de la creme, we got Super Smash Brothers as well. So what do you guys think about Blade Strangers adding in Shovel Knight? In addition to Sony's new revamped E3 and of course Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate taking over the sales charts on Amazon. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Alright, Ninja, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We got Facebook and Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. Really helps us spread the content of Player Essence across the internet in addition to YouTube. Also, make sure you check out our Patreon, Twitch, and YouTube live gaming pages and consider supporting Player Essence. When you do so, it gets you access to all sorts of cool benefits, perks, rewards, and emotes via YouTube sponsorship. So check out the link in the description below and consider supporting Player Essence right here on YouTube. Hit that like button if you did like this video. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to Player Essence for latest RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you, Ninja, for the next video. Peace.